Good morning, everybody. I'm Teresa. You've arrived. We're going to become present on our mat, focusing inward on our breath with each inhalation and each exhalation, becoming more grounded and more present right here, right now, and focusing inward on us. We're going to listen closely to what our body's telling us and just taking it one breath at a time, allowing our mind and our body to connect. Drop your left hand down to the mat. Bring your right hand up, lengthen it, and take it all the way over to the left side of your mat. Just focusing and breathing. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Bring your left hand up. Lengthen that side body and take it all the way over to the right side. Embracing that stretch. Finding some in-breath. Finding our anchor today. With each inhale and exhale, I want you to remind yourself to stay present. Let go of what you've got to do this afternoon or what you did this morning. Just take a few minutes for yourself right here and become present right here, right now with your in-breath and let it go. We're going to roll over onto our tabletop position. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hip flexors, and we're going to flex down with a big inhale and roll our spines down, letting it go. Now roll it out. Take 3 more just like this, allowing your breath to lead the way. Letting it go. Take another big inhale, feeling that stretch, and then let it go. Now I want you to bring your hands all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. You're going to simply step that right foot forward, breathing, focusing on you. You can take some pushes forward and back, noticing how that feels. Taking a little mindful stretch here, pushing your torso forward and backward. Now I want you to lift up onto the left toes and take a couple of rolls right here, opening up that hip flexor on the right side. Just breathing. Noticing, arriving, focusing on you. Drop your left knee down to the mat, toes to touch. You're going to come up with your hands into that low lunge. You're going to feel like you have a beach ball above your head. Starfish those fingertips and breathe. Embracing that. Open it up to the right, embracing your core, going inward. Bring your gaze back forward. Low crescent lunge. Take your left hand to the mat. Take your right hand to the sky. And if you'd like to kick up onto the outer edges of that left toes, jump. Embrace that. Grow. Breathe. Feeling it. Going inward. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Take your left knee to touch. Now push back. You're in a half split. You're going to fold down towards your right knee. Keeping a micro bend in your knee, embracing this, breathing. Roll back up. Your hands are on the left side. We're going to take our right knee back. Take our hands all the way over to the right side body. And bring your left foot up. Take as many steps as you need to get there. You can roll around right here with your knee down. Then you can pop back up onto that right outer toes And we can roll it around, opening up that hip flexor. Breathing mindfully. Feeling it. No yoga robots here. Take a deep in breath and a lion's exhalation. Let it go. If there's something in your life no longer serving you, let it go right here, right now with your inhale. And with your exhalation, let it go. Drop your right knee down to the mat, toes to touch. Bring your arms up. Embrace that low lunge and breathe. Feeling that inner stretch. Embracing it. Noticing what thoughts come up. Now, embrace your core and turn it open to the left side body. Breathe. Focusing. Noticing what your heart's telling you. Noticing how it feels. Drop your right hand down to the mat. Take your left hand all the way to the sky. And for a little extra stretch, kick up onto those right outside of those right toes. Breathe. With each little twist and turn, we actually self-heal ourselves, realign our chi, our chakra, and we give ourselves these gentle kisses we need to be the truest authentic person we can be in life. Drop your right knee down, toes to touch. Now I want you to roll your torso back, coming into that half split on the left side. Keeping a micro bend in your knee. Fold down. Go within. Embracing each moment. Each moment only once. And then let it go. Roll back up onto that foot. Frame it. Kick it back. You're in tabletop. Now I want you to bring your hands a little bit forward. Your knees are wide as the yoga mat. And roll it down. Your forehead will come down. Your sit bones will go towards the sky. You're in puppy posture here. Feel that back yummy stretch. Embrace it. Think of an intent you'd like to set for your practice today. And I'd like you to repeat that through the course of this practice. And breathe. Reminding yourself not to hold your breath. No angst here. Curl your toes under. Push in through your hands. And roll up to downward dog. Pedaling it out, one foot down at the time. Bending your knee at the time. Bracing it. Noticing what arises. Letting go of things that no longer serve us right here, right now. Breathing. Now I want you to take baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. Come up halfway. Your back is level. Your gaze is forward. Drop it back down. Roll your torso into your knees and come up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink down into your heels. Lift up through your toes. Breathing. And with the chair sweep, we're going to sweep it back. Take an in-breath, sweeping our arms back. Bringing it back up, Utkatasana. Sweeping it back. One more time. Letting it go. Come up all the way to standing. Bring your hands down by your side. Mountain pose, Tadasana. You have arrived. Breathing, going inward. We're going to take our feet a little further than hip width apart. Take our toes pointing outward some. And we're going to bring our sit bones down, setting up for goddess pose today. As we ground down, instead of bringing your Bending your knees, you're going to draw your sit bones down towards the center part of the earth, causing your knees to bend, going inward. And once you have arrived, we're going to flare your arms out, finding our prana, our chi. Then we're going to take breath here. Take a deep in breath and let it go. Now I want you to bring your chi into your center line. Give it grace and then fold it back out. Let's do 3 more. Embracing it, bringing it inward, and then releasing it, letting it go. Finding your chi, bringing it inward, and then releasing it, letting it go. One more deep breath here, going inward. Reminding yourself not to collapse into this. Finding your chi. I know you're on fire now. Release it, going outward. And stand up tall. Come out of those legs. Good job. Bring your hands down by your side. Now you can take your right foot towards the front of the mat. Your left foot will follow, going up towards the front of the mat. You're going to set up for triangle here. We're going to take our right hand, extend them out. It's parallel with our shoulders, taking our right hand down towards the inside of our right foot or on the top. Be where you are. Breathe into this. Going inward, focusing inward on you today. Finding your chi. Realigning our chakras. Come back up. Breathing. Focusing. Turn your right foot inward. Now take your left foot towards the outside of your back of your mat. We're going to set up for the left side. Reverse your palm, taking it down. It can land on the inside of your foot or just on top. Be where you are. Find some gratitude right here where you are today. Find your edge and let's grow. Breathing. Find your breath. Letting it go. One more in-breath right here, right now. Let it go. Come back up that center heart. Curl your left foot inward. Now heel-toe it in. Coming into Tadasana. Standing pose right here. Take a deep in breath, letting it go. And I want you to remind yourself of your intent you set for your practice today. Whatever that may be. To stay more focused, to lead with a smile, and to become present all throughout your day. It can be as easy as that. Breathe. Now I want you to ground down through that left leg, bringing your right knee up. Give it a big bear hug. And then you can plant it right here inward, inside your leg, or you can set up at your ankle. We're setting up for a tree today. You've done this with me before. Come up, find your focus. Focus on to something right out in front of you on the ground. If you fall, we will catch you. It's only yoga. Reset. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, to your center heart if that's you, and breathe. One more deep in-breath right here. Bring your leg up, give it a big hug, and set it down. Now let's set up. Put rooting down through your right leg, keeping a micro bend in it. Bring that left knee in. I like to just move it around a minute, finding a set point, and breathe. Focusing inward on me, finding a set point out front. Noticing if you're a strong oak or a weeping willow. Breathing. Finding your tree today. Hands upward if you like. One more in-breath right here, right now. Let it go. Bring that left leg inward. Give it a big hug and dropping it down. Stepping it out. Now I want you to bring your hands all the way up. Full body stretch right here and open it up to a T. Finding that stretch. Come up to your heart center. Full body stretch and open it up to your left. Letting it go. Bring your gaze forward and forward fold. Bring your gaze halfway up. Your hands to the mat. We will chaturanga, coming onto our sit bones. Come all the way to the mat. Then we're going to push back up. Curl our feet around and coming into our sit bones. We're going to bring our right foot all the way in towards our body. Anywhere that is, finding your edge. Bringing our left foot just on the other side. You be you. Nobody will look the same. And then twist it around towards your left side. Your left hand will be your anchor. Your gaze is over your left shoulder. We're breathing, focusing, going inward. Bring your gaze back forward. Unwind out of this. Lengthen your spine and take it all the way over to the right side. Bring your gaze back forward. Unwind out of this. Then we're going to come all the way on to our sit bones, all to our back. Coming on down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big old bear hug right here. Letting it go. Take your hands out, stadium arms. Drop your knees all the way down to that right side. Breathe in. You can put a little extra stretch in this by simply placing your right hand over that left knee. Noticing how you feel. Are you realizing yoga's a work in and not a workout? It actually helps heal our digestive tract. It allows our mind and body to connect as one. And it allows us to respond instead of react to life's many challenges. Bring your right hand underneath your knee. Bring it back up to your heart center. Give yourself a big bear hug to reset. Take your hands out, stadium arms, dropping it down to that left side body. And your left hand will be just on the other side of that right knee. Just as important to keep your shoulders on the mat here. Breathing, going inward. And with your in-breath and out-breath, it's always a blessing to let go of something that no longer serves you while you're on your mat. Just being present with it, giving it space, and letting it go. So much that goes on when we come into these 10 to 15 minute sessions. Bring your left hand under your knee, bringing it back up to that center line, bringing your gaze up, wrenching it out right here, resetting. Now I want you to take your feet as wide as the yoga mat, palms to face the sky, and take a deep inhale, letting it go. Repeat your intent you set for your practice today, right here, right now. Take an in-breath. I want you to go inward right here, listening deeply of what your heart's telling you. Bring your hands to your center heart or to your third eye. My prayer for you today is much health, much love, and much abundance. Stay here as long as your day allows, meditating, going inward. Set an intent for yourself today to be the most authentic person you can be in this world. And lead with love and kindness. Breathe. And if you've liked what you've seen today, please subscribe and like and share for free. We're all in the Earth School together. Namaste, yogis.